This is a Stream Deck. Now, if you know what a Stream Deck is, you can probably just skip this video. So what is a Stream Deck? A Stream Deck is a customizable control panel that has keys that can be used to control apps and platforms. The keys can be programmed to perform actions like launching a website, entering text, and adjusting audio, and a ton of other things.
Hi, how are you?
My name is Aaron. I teach at a pair of junior colleges, and I'm also a freelance graphic artist. And I just want to share this amazing tool with you. Again, it's been around for years now, and I've always thought of this thing as being common knowledge. But from my experience, it's not. I'll ask my students, and say in a group of maybe 20 students, maybe one or two of them will know what a Stream Deck is. And then in a group of teachers, say 20 teachers, I'll ask them, does anyone know what a Stream Deck is? And none of them will know. And I tried to persuade them to use a Stream Deck, and they just don't get what this thing can do. But I think this is one of those things that is truly a game changer, and it changed the game years ago. There are cheaper versions, like numpads you can use for the same purpose. I'm not going to get into that. I just want to talk about this for the ease of use and the simplicity of it. It can come out of the base just like that, and you can just sit it flat on the desk if you like. For here, I just want to demonstrate what this thing can do. So as you can see, I have a YouTube button right here, and I want to open up YouTube. I just tap that button and it opens YouTube right up. It's that simple. I can use this for all sorts of things. If I want to open up, say, Affinity Photo, boom, I hit that button. This may take a little bit, but you can see it's opening up just that quickly. Okay, say I want to open up Rebel 7, there it is. Just like that. This is such a time saver. This goes beyond just using quick keys. So right now I'm currently teaching what they call these high flex class. So part of the class is in person and part of the class is online. So I sit down juggling a lot of things, and when I'm ready to go, I have this multi button right here, and I just hit this multi button and it will open up. I listen to music on YouTube. I play some, like little background music on YouTube, the learning management system, the software that I'm using. But anyway, let me hit this button and boom, wow, everything pops open and I'm ready to go. There's my YouTube music that I tend to have playing in the background, or I can turn it on and off when I'm teaching. I can log in here, and again, I have this text button. I can just put in passwords and usernames. They would each be a different button though, but I can do that quite easily, and boom, and that's all it takes to log in. I go to Zoom and I would have a different set of buttons, so boom, there would be my user login, and then the password, bang, sign in. Although it's a school, I don't like putting my passwords because that would be easy access for anyone who can get into the software. So I'll put either a hint or the first part of it, put a couple of numbers in and at the end, and I'm good to go. And it really speeds up my workflow, because when you're in a situation where you need to move quickly or there's a lot of things that you need to remember, this can be very helpful. So this is the software, and you can see I have StreamDeck. I can change between the different Stream Decks. Here's the XL, here's the regular, and I also have a mini. That's the one I tend to take to school, and that's a 6-button Stream Deck. Okay, so that is the advantage of using a Stream Deck. Now, one of the things that I wanted to show you, the way this works is if I have this here, and I can toggle through different menus. So if I'm here, I can hit this button here, and then it takes me to a different set of menus, and I can, go through different menus like that. Okay, so you really have an unlimited number of buttons. And the way that I like to use it is because I teach using different software, and I like to use quick keys. And often, because I'm switching from program to program, I forget those quick keys, and it really throws off my flow when I'm working. Like one software that I use often is called After Effects, and I use that to do 2D animation sometimes, and I do that for paid work, but I don't use it often enough that everything is second nature. So finding certain things becomes difficult. So what I do is I have a button here, and I hit the After Effects button, and you can see it has these things where I can add different things, like adding anchor points, changing the position of things. Here I can split my timeline, I can add layer markers, and I can add different types of keyframes for opacity, rotation, and scale. I can add easing and all these different things. Again, they're really tiny, and I forget where these are on the timeline if I haven't used that software in a couple of months. And this really helps me just get right into the flow of working on something. I tend to struggle with finding things, but this makes it so much easier by using it like that. Okay, so if I go back and then I find, here's Krita. I use this enough and I don't really need these keys here, but say I'm unfamiliar with using those keys, I can find them right here, and so what do I have in here? Pop-up, window, flip, eraser. Actually, I do sometimes put this on there and I'll use like the flip, the canvas, and different things like that. But it just puts these quick keys right here. Recently, I purchased a software called Rebel 7, and it's more complicated than I thought it would be. And what I do there is I create these quick keys, and it just makes learning the software so much easier and faster. I don't have to keep searching for things or to remember where they're at. It really makes my life easier. So here I can choose different paint brushes. I can flip my canvas and a whole host of different things. And sometimes there'll be buttons, things where I do repeatedly, like switching from eraser to paintbrush, eraser to paintbrush. And I'll just sit here and I can just program it. So I'm just hitting these buttons here, something like this, the main buttons, and then I'll stop and I can hit these other buttons. So it is super useful. Each of these buttons is customizable. As you can see, I can put whatever picture I want in here. I can put a picture of myself in each of these buttons if I like. You can also add animated or GIF buttons, so there's some movement, but I tend not to do that just because for me, I find it a little distracting. But you can change each of these. Everything is customizable. Some of these buttons, I've actually made these buttons. I've taken screenshots of each picture, each of these pictures here. I've taken pictures from within the software, and I highly recommend it. I can do a tutorial on how to use it if anyone is interested, but I don't really think that's necessary. There are a ton of videos out there. I'll leave links down in the description of videos on how to set this up and how to use it and give you a bit more information. But again, this is one of those things that I've thought that this is common knowledge, and it's not. And this is just such an amazing tool that people are not using. And I never talked about the price. Go! They are well worth the price. If you're going to get one, I recommend starting out with the standard 15-button StreamDeck. If you know you're really going to like it, dive in and go with the big one. Or if you want to pay no money and you want to use a smartphone, you can download the app for free and you get up to 6 buttons. Or you can pay $2.99 a month, or for 12 months, $24.99. And I believe there was a bit of customer pushback when everyone heard subscription. So at version 2.0, they added a lifetime use for $49.99, which is a great value, I think. And when used on an iPad, it potentially blows away the XL Stream Deck. It is super useful. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you have one. If you don't have one, or if you've never heard of it, I'd really love to know if that's the case. And if you have one, how do you use it? And I guess that's pretty much it. So if you don't have one, get one. It can really make your life easier and more efficient.
Goodbye.